Ever wondered how the Earth, our only home, started to heat up at an alarming rate? It all began with the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th century. As mankind advanced, so did our appetite for power and progress. We started to consume fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas at an unprecedented rate. This rapid consumption led to the release of massive amounts of greenhouse gases into our atmosphere. Over time, these gases, especially carbon dioxide, began to trap heat from the sun, creating a sort of thermal blanket around our planet. This is what we now know as the greenhouse effect, the primary driver of global warming. As our industries grew and our cities expanded, our contributions to these greenhouse gases only increased, causing the global temperatures to rise steadily. That's right, human activities have played a significant role in exacerbating climate change. The first major stride was simply recognizing the problem. It was a collective endeavor, with scientists around the globe acknowledging the stark reality of climate change. This global understanding led to the birth of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, in 1988, an entity dedicated to providing the world with objective, scientific information relevant to understanding the risk of human-induced climate change. So, we acknowledged the problem, but what did we do about it? Step 2, the world decided to act, resulting in the Kyoto Protocol. Now, let's take a step back to 1997. This was the year when the world took its first collective action against climate change. Enter the Kyoto Protocol, the first international treaty aimed at limiting greenhouse gases, the villains of our climate change story. This monumental treaty was adopted in Kyoto, Japan, by countries from all corners of the globe. These nations pledged to bring down their greenhouse gas emissions, setting specific reduction targets to be achieved by the year 2012. Developed countries bore the brunt of responsibility, reflecting their greater contribution to global emissions. The Kyoto Protocol was a groundbreaking agreement, marking a shift from mere acknowledgement of the problem to active, coordinated efforts to combat it. It sent a clear message. The world was ready to tackle climate change head-on. A great step indeed, but was it enough? The third step was a major leap forward, the Paris Agreement. This pivotal accord was inked in 2015, where nations across the globe pledged to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius. It was seen as a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of international cooperation in the face of an impending climate crisis. It was a clear signal to the world that together, we can combat climate change. A monumental step, but the journey doesn't end here. Step 4. The world began harnessing the power of nature. A global shift is occurring as we turn to renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, and hydroelectric power. These aren't just alternatives, they're our future. By harnessing what nature freely gives, we're reducing our reliance on fossil fuels, those ancient relics of a bygone era. This renewable energy revolution is transforming our world, one wind turbine, one solar panel, one hydroelectric dam at a time. We're tapping into the power of nature, but can we do more? Let's talk numbers and see the progress we've made. Global CO2 emissions fell by 6.4% in 2020, largely due to reduced industrial activity during the pandemic. But that's not the only good news. Renewable energy now accounts for 26% of global electricity generation, a figure that's rising every year. And when it comes to international cooperation, the Paris Agreement has been signed by 189 out of 197 parties to the convention. These numbers show progress, but there's still a long way to go. The battle against climate change is a continuous process, and every step, no matter how small, brings us closer to a sustainable future. So, have we made any progress in combating climate change? As we've journeyed through the birth of climate change to the present day, we've seen substantial strides. The acknowledgement, the Kyoto Protocol, the Paris Agreement, the renewable energy revolution, and climate activism. Each step signifies progress. Yet it's crucial to remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Yes, we've made progress, but the fight against climate change is far from over. It's a journey we must all embark on for the sake of our planet.